Alright, Saturday, April the 4th, about 9:43 p.m. You see that video I did there. Got a gentleman named David Frazier has asked a question. I've been going to a 1920s farm site loaded with iron. Is there a notch setting that will help with the 7, 8s, and 9s? Good question. I'm going to try to give some information here that may help him and some others. Okay, when the Deus 2 came out, versions 0.6 and 0.71, they both behave more or less the same, okay, in this respect with this ID on some of the iron reading 7, 8, 9, and believe it or not, even some of the non-ferrous targets in iron, you know, non-ferrous being mask. Then along came version 1.00. And when it came along, some people had problems with it. Okay, they were digging more iron. Okay, and then XP released version 1.1, which incorporated 0.71 in all the programs except for sensitive FT. Now there was some other features added, but the actual filtering on that machine, your silencer setting, version 1.1 and 2.00 per program has the same silencer setting as 0.6 and 0.71 except for sensitive FT. Now version 1.00 has the silencer setting applied to all LAN programs that use Deus that the sensitive FT program version 1.1 and 2.0 have. Now I'm bringing this up for a good reason. One of the problems with 1.00, XP, for whatever reason, defaulted the iron TID off. That's a setting in your options menu. Hunting in high iron sites, sharpshooters take, you want that on. Now, running sensitive FT in the iron site, you can still run the fast program, you can still run the sensitive program, but sensitive FT is going to behave different, okay, with equal silencer. Maybe not different at silencer 0, but at silencer 1, it will behave different. Sensitive FT silencer 1 versus fast and sensitive program. Probably the general program too, okay? So, iron TID on, FE TID turned on, very good idea. Why is that? Running the sensitive FT version 1.12.0, you're going to get some signals given high tone, and you're going to look down in your meter and you're going to see a mid-80s reading. And it's going to get your attention. Alright, with iron FE TID on. Now you don't notch the iron range. Whatever you do, don't dare notch the iron range. Turn the FE TID on. And naturally you'll have iron tone you can set for whatever level you desire. When you shift that coil on a signal that's reading 85, start moving that coil slow. Watch the ID. If it trends in a New York second down to 0.1 or down real low, you can dig that target. You can dig those all day long, and I will almost bet you the farm. I'm standing on a 125-acre farm. I almost bet this whole farm, every time you do that, it'll be a nail. Okay, now, you're not going to get as many 7, 8s, and 9s running sensitive FT versus the fast or the sensitive program. Okay? But you are going to get probably more of those 85s on some of that iron versus the fast, running sensitive FT versus the fast and sensitive program. Just remember what I said. You move that call, you shift that call, Watch that meter. You'll see it. It'll jump real quick. And then if you move it back, it'll jump back up quick. Odds are that's a piece of iron. That's a nail. Okay. Now, as far as seeing a 789, any program on that machine, well, it's sort of pot luck. Okay. You can turn on the target. You know, you can try that. And you may not get anything. You may lose your high tone pitch. Like if you're running pitch tones, for example, you may lose it altogether. And then you turn back, you may get it back. Can sharpshooter tell you what's down there? No, I can't. But I can say those signals that transition from 85 down to 1, you might even see a 00 in that meter. You might see a 02. A lot of times you'll see a 01. It moves quick. You gotta watch it. If you turn that FE10 off, you won't see this. And you'll be digging them targets because you won't see the number 1 come in that meter. You're not going to see the iron range in that detector when you turn that off. So you'll see that 85. And you'll be like, oh boy, I'm going to dig this. And you got a piece of iron. Now, just remember this, there's nothing that's 100% fail-safe. When sharpshooter's telling you something, I can't say with 1,000,000% certainty, that everything I tell you is just straight down the line, okay? I can only tell you what I've seen, tested, and using the equipment in the wild, okay? That's just the way it is, There's no absolutes to metal detecting. It's a game of odds, okay? Well, anyway, maybe this will help answer that gentleman's question. I hope you enjoyed.